Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano video and maybe a bit of Crosschain today. We will get into that further in the video. Today I'm sitting down with some of the Tokeo team to talk about the wallet that they are building for Cardano and for going Crosschain. So looking forward to getting into this and some of the features that they have. And guys, do you want to introduce yourselves? And then we'll get into what the wallet is and some of the unique features that you have.
G'day, Paul. How you going? I'm Geedo. I'm on the founding team at Tokeo. Look, we've been in the ecosystem as a group. Zushan certainly a little longer than us. He's a real OG, but been around the ecosystem for some time. Originally working on the DropSpot platform, but really looked at opportunities for the wallet in Tokyo. And yeah, really happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, and Zushan here, also known as Shaz. I've been one of the founders as well. Been in the space for a while. Also run another project called Denketsu. That's kind of where I got my start. Then obviously caught up with these guys, and then Tokyo happened. So excited to get into it.
Nice. Yeah, maybe another day we'll talk about the project you're doing, because there's a physical side to the NFTs you guys have as well, isn't it?
Yeah. But that's another conversation.
Yeah, we'll do that one another day, because it's an interesting way to take the space too. So I'll let one of you give the introduction to what Tokeo is. Obviously, we've said there it's a wallet, but it's a bit more than just a send and receive wallet. So which of you wants to give the intro to it?
Go for it, Geedo.
Yeah, I'll kick it off. So look, I suppose we looked at the wallet experience on Cardano, and certainly looked at cross-chain experiences and also some influence from IRL as well. So have a looking at the way in which we handle financial transactions and trading and day-to-day operation IRL, and kind of took a blend of those and tried to create an experience that gave users, really an intuitive and rich experience in terms of trading naked tokens, managing their NFT portfolio, an on-chain payment system where they can generate invoices, really great dApp browser, access to, the stake pools and, how the stake pools are performing, all of the stake pools, a lot of those different features we put in place to try to give users a single place to come where they can, trade freely.
Nice. Yeah, I suppose over the years, crypto initially would have been just send and receive is all people really wanted to do, but now it's kind of evolved. You want them to be able to do a lot more, and even within the Cardano ecosystem, what we're trying to do is encourage people to get involved more in DeFi and look at the different dApps that are out there rather than just holding and staking. And people can do this with different parts of their portfolio. So actually, multiple wallets, can they have multiple wallets or multiple accounts under the same wallet?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, and themed as well. You can take this one, Zoo.
Oh yeah. Look, I mean, I think that's almost a given at this point, right? I think most wallets, I believe, do offer something of that nature, so you can go in and have multiple wallets. We've added a layer of customization to it as well, where you can pick through multiple, I would say a few dozen themes at least, just to customize the experience a bit, add some profile pictures in while you name the wallet. So one of the very important things with building trust with a user is how they can relate or connect with a technology that they're using. So the customization side of things was something that we thought about deeply on that front, and there's a lot more in store with what we'll be doing on that front in the future. But having that as a base level kickoff with the first release is very, very important, and I love it. Like sometimes I'm using the wallet in green, and then I sort of jump over to yellow, and so it's nice to switch it up because it also refreshes things a little bit for you. So it kind of subconsciously reinvigorates that excitement, which I personally think is great.
Yeah, if you could get an automatic theme that changes with the markets, on the green days it's green, and on the bad days it's red, that would you wouldn't even have to go in and look at the portfolio. You just open the app and see by the color whether you're up or down.
Sure.
So that brings us into, we talked about interacting with the dApps and different things. You also have metrics on the markets on Cardano, different price metrics and different things. Do you want to talk a bit more about that? And actually, for anyone watching this, if you're watching this in a few weeks' time, I will probably have a demo out by then. Right now, there is a test version there, but it's only on iOS. I'm not a fan of Apple, so I'm waiting for the Android. I'm pushing them to get the Android one out. Be interested actually below to know users, Android or iOS, and this will be web-based. There will be a browser-based for this too. But just on the other features, like I was saying there with the prices and different things like that, do you want to talk a bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So you can trade all native tokens on Cardano, or I think it's about the top 400 tokens. It gives you up to the date minute information on pricing. It also has a live listener in terms of trades. You can look at global trades, for example, of all tokens, or look at the trade activity of a single token instantly, updated by the minute. There's also some pretty intuitive charting. You can sort through different tokens by market cap, liquidity, all of the functions that you expect and would normally get from something like TapTools. We had a great meeting with TapTools this week as well, who are really excited about the product too. We have an API feed to them. We also aggregate the swaps from Dex Hunter at the moment, and we see ourselves almost like as a showcase to provide this great technology in a really intuitive way to the community and beyond.
Yeah, and just to sort of add to what Geedo said, right? I think one of the most important things with all of this is that you can literally go in. Let's say you hold some WMT. You can go in and you can check how many, what the sales orders were on WMT within the wallet. You don't have to go into the browser, look that up. You can customize that to go, the last hour, the last 5 minutes, the last week, month, so on and so forth. So that's all there on your fingertips and with almost minimal clicks involved. And I think that, the whole premise of it is to make it as easy for the user to stay ahead of the game, right? A lot of people just want to have that accessibility, to do it quick, to stay on top, to do what they need to do with those swaps and make the money that they can or get the trade in that they're looking to make. So it's quite an exciting experience, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's an interesting point that Zoo makes there. Certainly from one of the personas when we were designing the wallet that we looked at was, a DJ heading out who was out, for example, and, was running out of fiat and, and had a wallet full of, of NFTs, some of which they didn't want anymore. But we actually aggregate all of the NFT markets as well. So JPEG Store in the testing group as well, and working with those guys, have received some good feedback there. But early points of the NFTs for us, to be able to, get a current market offer from JPEG Store, for example, through your phone and sell that while you're standing at a bar, for example, and at that very moment be able to cash that sale out and off-ramp it through Coinbase and make an IRL payment all in one go. That was one of the personas that we were kind of sort of driving to. The Coinbase integration and partnership is a great one. It's looking a lot better than we had initially expected, but we'll give you operability through the wallet to do things like, one cash out, for example. So, you'll be able to essentially, trade ADA immediately and cash out to your bank without having to send it to, a centralized exchange like, Coinbase and go through the switch to fiat and then going through the off ramp into your account. So we're trying to remove as many steps as possible in that journey, and that is, that's an ethos across the wallet. We want to make it easier for people to trade and a better environment for people to be in. And I'm really proud of the team. I feel like we're getting a long way there.
Yeah, you just kind of dropped the Coinbase integration in there too. That's, to me, that's a massive step, because the UX for people coming into crypto can be very hard sometimes, and trying to simplify that as much as possible and having that on off ramp easy. Is there an on ramp with that, or is that just the off ramp? Or
no, there's on ramp too. So you can essentially, if you're short, for a trade that you want to make, you can on ramp directly from inside Tokeo, which is also a great innovation in step two. Again, just trying to create that convenience layer that sits in there.
Yeah, that's it's really important, I think, to make it as easy as possible for people to come in and out, because if it's overcomplicated, then they're just going to be like, it's not worth my time going trying to figure it out. And it's very different. I suppose people are getting more used to the likes of Revolut or even PayPal the last few years. Was Revolut more so the last few years, with sending payments over and back to people and having everything digital like that. So that type of person is ready to step into this if the UX is there.
It's a really interesting point that you make. We looked at products like Revolut as well, and we almost see this, to the first point you made about trying to simplify onboarding for users. We feel like we've created a journey which makes it really simple to create a wallet. The way in which custody is set up around keys, the challenges around keys, the ability to have face recognition through Apple and then soon to be Android as well. All of those features are designed around convenience, and some of them from a security aspect, like, iOS security is some of the best security in the world, or is probably the best security in the world. So we follow some of those protocols as well, by allowing you to store keys on your keychain, for example, with Apple. We've really taking security really seriously. Obviously, it's a huge responsibility being a wallet and having custody, and you've got the custody, but certainly ensuring that our security and systems are great on our end. As such, we are undertaking an iOS 27001 audit. That audit is mainly around people and processes within the organization. So ensuring that our policies and protocols, internally, super responsible in terms of, and are completely compliant with international standards. We will then also be open sourcing the front end of the app as well. We'll certainly make the security measures open to the public and the way in which we go about those. We also feel like that's a really important step. I feel like a lot of products don't do that. I saw a Catalyst proposal, I think, for another wallet who got funded to make their code open source, and that's certainly something that we were working towards from the start, because we feel like the community needs to have oversight.
Okay, yeah, that's a great step to hear, and not even just for people to use the code for something else, but to be able to verify exactly what happens behind the scenes, because a lot of times we just have to trust the entity that we're using, and not with custody, but still keys get passed around and stuff like that. So it's good to be able to see exactly what happens there. And we're talking about the UX and UI and everything. Crosschain is a part of this, and it's something I think is very important as well, is because new people coming in, as much as we like Cardano, new people coming in probably don't always care what chain they get started on. It's more about either the token they're coming in for or the project that they're looking to get involved in. So where does Crosschain fit with what you guys are doing?
Yeah, that's a very valid point, Paul. Where there's essentially 2 or 3 segments within the market that you look at, right, when it comes to the cross-chain side of things. One is obviously home base Cardano and the community on Cardano looking to go, well, I want to do something on Bitcoin because it's a UTXO chain. I understand it a bit better. And obviously there's a lot of hype around it now that there's development taking place. Which wallet do I go to? How do I start? OKX, great wallet on the BTC side of things. Okay, now I've got to learn how to use this wallet. So we're providing them with the opportunity of, well, you don't need to go anywhere. Through Tokeo, you can go to Bitcoin very soon, right? That's one of the key deliverables on our roadmap. And we're seeing, for example, with, our good friends over at Maestro, our good friends over at Fluid Token, that they're sort of pioneering this push. The second one is something that I've experienced a lot is, community members from other blockchains going, what wallet do I use on Cardano? How do I get in? Is there a way for me to use Cardano and link up with dApps on Cardano from my existing wallet? Which is Phantom or MetaMask or Trust Wallet. And, sometimes the answer is yes, some dApps, but not most. And that's the other customer base. And then the third one is exactly why Tokeo is so broad in the features that we provide, is that if you're coming in to blockchain, this should be your wallet of choice. And the reason it should be your wallet of choice, or I'm an optimistic person, so I will say will be your wallet of choice, is because it's not just the wallet, right? It's providing you with all these other features that Geedo's already talked about and we've mentioned earlier. So yes, 100% cross-chain swaps are one part of it. So that is essentially, being able to trade your ADA into BTC, being able to trade your native tokens into Doge. So, we're going to kind of kick off using or setting it up in that manner. But then we also want to have or offer the ability for people to use the wallet when they're trading on runes, when they're trading on, I heard that on Doge they're launching dunes now, which is like the runes of Doge. So to runes and dunes, right? We want them to be able to use that from within the wallet, see their NFTs on Ordinals within the wallet, just as they can see their Cardano NFTs, right? And it's about creating that holistic experience. You've got the cross-chain swaps, but you've got the multi-chain usability as well, connecting to dApps on other UTXO chains. And then the longer-term goals are sort of to get the EVM side of it running as well.
Okay, yeah, it's good to hear. And like, I had a chat with Raul from Fluid Tokens last week or the week before, I can't remember now. And we talked about what's going on in Bitcoin. I was asking him about wallets at the time, and there's no real defined wallet there. So it is a good time to be coming into that market to maybe become one of the main wallets there. And that is good for Cardano in the long term too, because once you have the interoperability, and depending on what they do, I know he was talking about looking at different ways to bridge liquidity, or maybe have airdrops for ruins on Cardano as not the layer 2 directly, but in a way you could use it kind of like that due to fees and stuff on Bitcoin. So it's good to see that there are lots of opportunities, and in the long term can be good for Cardano. You don't just have to be a Cardano wallet that bridges out. You can be a wallet that can be seen as one of the main wallets for any different chain. And the EVM side, definitely a side that we all know there's a lot of liquidity over there. There's a lot of users. And once you're in the EVM side, you can move around lots of different chains because of the similarities. So it's good to hear that's all on the roadmap.
Well, if you look too, Paul, at even the developments within our own chain, you look at protocols like Midnight, and and you look at things like Apex, and there's movement even within our own chain as well, where we see ourselves as a wallet that can be interoperable between that too, and easy to use. As Zushan said, we built this wallet looking at a range of different things. We don't even like calling it a wallet, by the way. We need to. It's almost like a gateway application. I think that's what we're throwing around at the moment. Wallet sounds exactly like it is, and let's talk about what the wallet experience has been. It's been desktop extensions which have send and receive, and kind of have transactions which don't even really look great and at times. And you can see some NFTs in there, but you can't do anything with it. You certainly can't do swaps, not on many, anyway at this point, and they're really quite simple. So we're really trying to create that experience, which just makes it easy to use. And it might be AVAX that we're speaking to, which we already are. Zushan, probably doesn't like to shill too much, but what I'd say is he's probably got one of the best projects on Polygon at the moment. We know people over at people at Magic Eden and people over at Solana as well. So, we're not going into this blind. Some of the investors that have come into the business in the private sale part are ETH investors. So it has not been restricted or really ever structured in a way that we saw it as a single, ecosystem, utility.
Yeah, and what's the timeline then for the other chains? So Cardano is nearly there, I think. Well, is there on iOS, but the likes of Bitcoin or EVM, AVAX you mentioned there, Polygon, is there a timeline for them types of chains to come in too?
It's hard to give an exact chain, but I'm going to say within months, and I don't mean 6. I mean, yeah. Look, we're moving really quickly. Magic Flow's not on the call. As I said, he's just before the call, he's busy with the team. We look like we'll be dropping Tokeo to the Cardano ecosystem in the coming days, a week or so. So, we're just putting those last touches in it. I really want to shout out to our beta too. We had 85 in the end through the beta with the last ones that we just put through. They were all asked to complete a really detailed survey on the performance of Tokeo. That took into things like UI, UX, functionality. Was there anything missing? What did you think of, functionality like payments, and how could we extend from there? You mentioned things like Revolut. We looked at the payments on Revolut. So it was all those features, but, the response from the testers has been overwhelming. We've got some great people in there, certainly some of the heavyweights within the community, or within Cardano in terms of development have really put the product through its paces. And, we're currently sitting at an overall satisfaction score of 4.85 out of 5, and that covers all of the categories, which we're overwhelmed with. We've also had some great suggestions, and that's what fosters community. That's why we're here. But running a beta test has been a great experience for us because we've really got to hear from, people that we really respect and admire. And, a lot of those people have made suggestions. And as in the way that our team is, we listen to what people are saying, and, we've implemented some of those things straight away. And it's just been a great hardening process.
I'll also just add on the cross-chain timeline part, it's UTXO first and then kind of expansion out. So, say we were to expand to specific EVM chains that would come after, the UTXO chains. But it's obviously it's Cardano first. That's the home base, and then expanding out from there.
Okay, yeah, I suppose the UTXO makes sense with Cardano being UTXO, and I've seen Maestro are going with their APIs out to Bitcoin and gone out to Doge too. So it's it opens up possibilities to get data there easier. You also mentioned about investors there. There is a token for the project. Where does the token fit with the whole wallet or gateway, we'll call it now?
It's a great question. Look, having been in Cardano for some time and certainly going through DropSpot, there's great minds within this space and great developers, but one of the problems has always been that it's challenging to get funding. Catalyst itself, can be challenging to navigate, and there has been various projects that that I hadn't expected would get funded that did, and some that I thought that really needed that didn't. But overall, I understand it's trying to do its best, Catalyst, but it is difficult to secure funding. There's a few reasons for having a token. One of which is to help us be able to grow and deliver this kind of product. And that is not a cash grab by any means. This isn't a meme coin. This is a real business that has 11 permanent staff that are delivering this product. So, first of all, through a capital raising mechanism, having the token through the private sale part is really great. The next part being the ISPO, which we launched 72 hours ago, was it? Yep, 72 hours ago. Going through the ISPO, that was really for us to, help get a user base, around and help have people be a part of Tokeo and its evolution. We see that as an opportunity to, let people invest in the project. It's unusual to launch an ISPO pre-launch. And it's amazing that we've had really great support. We've had a lot of, of small investors that have got into Tokeo as well and got behind it too, which is something that we're really buoyed by. But the ISPO process as well, again, helps us kind of get up to a TGE, which was scheduled for the 15th of November this year, and get a lot of people involved in the project as well and take them along the journey with us too. So there's part of that. Obviously, the token too drives utility within the wallet. The utility of the token, we want to reward people who are loyal to Tokeo, and, really embrace the experience. There will be token rewards across the platform, for usage. And, we want to unlock certain things. At the moment, everything's open, but as we develop more pro style features as well, we'll give those to people that are using the wallet and, and generating tokens as well. We've got a lot of plans in terms of utility of token too, and most of it is about rewarding community for activity.
Yeah, and also to kind of add a little bit to that, for example, our good friends over at Geedo Wallet, they have a token, and they've been talking about sort of how they're going to be utilizing it in the near future. But you obviously look at Trust Wallet, and they have a massive, token that is regularly traded, and again, sort of what Geedo was saying, right? The wallet is a part of a much bigger application or dApp that we have in Tokyo, and the token will drive the ecosystem that is to come, and there will be multiple instant features that will enable you to utilize the token when the token goes live. And there's we're a while away from that. It's in November, so it's not coming tomorrow. And between now and November, I can tell you this much: we're going to see a lot of updates to Tokyo and a lot of new things releasing, because there's so much that the devs already want to add, and we're kind of like, guys, but we need to actually get it out. We can get some of these features out later, and it aligns like we're coming from a space, like we're coming from a background where we've been working on the wallet since November last year. So all of these plans have been built over a long period of time. It's not just like we sat down one day and said, today we need on-ramping and off-ramping. Maybe we should add NFTs in there as well. A token will be nice. No, there's been a clear get-go strategy, and people like Geedo, like he doesn't say it, but the guys, he's been in the tech and sort of financial industries for like 25 years. He knows his stuff. So coupling that with obviously Magic, who's our dev, sort of lead dev and co-founder as well, and he's been in sort of development for 20 years. So it's going to have genuine use case within the platform as a whole as it grows.
Yeah, I'd add to that as well by saying that when you look at the token and the construction of the token, and I'd ask people to check out the tokenomics, the rewards within the ISPO and the actual, the token buckets themselves, they're really well defined. We've set the token up in such a way that, for example, for private investors and ISPO investors, they can invest on, at the time of the TGE. But we've been very considered in the amount of supply that stays within is emitted at any time. The team, for example, has a longer vesting period than any of the other normal categories. Which is our commitment to staying in the business. this isn't a token which is a sort of, you know, a pump and dump style token. It's a real business that is generating development, and is also, you know, going to return serious value for its holders. That's the way in which, that's the ethos of the business, to try to get and foster a great community around it. If you jump on our Discord or, you know, or into our Telegram, you know, pages, you'll see we've got a really vibrant community there. They're being really vocal in terms of what they want. This is all pre-launch, by the way. They're being really vocal in terms of what they want, and you'll see the way that Tokyo responds. You know, we want to hear what people have got to say, and we want to get as many people involved in the project as possible.
Yeah, and I think the good thing is that even for people who might be interested in the token, you said there, the TGE, I know the ISPO is open now, but the TGE isn't until November. So people will be able to actually see the working product, keep track of the progress the team is making, because we're just the end of May now. So they're able to see that you are a team that is going to be delivering and bringing out new features that will be, I suppose, gated at some point. Some of the newer features might be for the token and other aspects, to be able to watch the progress as it goes. But anything else that we missed today that people should know or following? You mentioned Discord. Is that the best place to follow for the project going forward?
Yeah, either Discord or Telegram. You know, there's public pages up for both. We'll send you those links so that you can publish them at the end here, but we welcome people in there. We welcome feedback. You know, for those wanting to be involved early, certainly participate in the ISPO too. You can do that through getting the Tokyo wallet when it's live, which will be in the coming days, is one way of getting it, or just go to, you know, Go Maestro, and, you know, jump onto the token there. Yeah, but look, we are pretty good at responding. So if anyone wants to, you know, talk to our team, just get in touch. Yeah, probably through the Discord, and we'll get back to you. We'll issue a ticket and get back to you really quickly.
Nice, yeah, that sounds good. And Zushan, anything we've missed or anything we should have put out there for today? We can do follow-ups after release. I'll have a demo, and we can do a follow-up call then to see how it's going down.
Sure.
Yeah, we've got some nice, we'll have some pretty exciting announcements coming up in the next couple of weeks. Some additional, obviously we're going to be announcing partner pools soon, which we've mentioned, and in relation to receiving some Toke. We've also got a couple of other exciting, things associated with Tokyo that you may be receiving. If you're watching, you know, there's a possibility. So definitely keep an eye out, you know, and just come join the community. At least give us a follow on X. You have a question, DM us, or join the Discord, Telegram, and yeah, just come try out the wallet. You won't regret it once it's live. Nice,
yeah. Partner pools is definitely interesting. We're having a chat on that. I might have something on that soon. But everyone watching, thanks for watching. If you got value, please do share it out. Either way, share it out to let people know what's being built here and how they can get involved in the wallet, get involved in Crosschain, come in and check out the experience and give the team feedback, because I have a feeling they will be actively taking feedback like they have in the test group and working to implement the features that the community are looking to have going forward. Give the video a like, subscribe if you're new. The links for the guys will be down below. So get involved, and I'll talk to you soon. Guys, thanks very much for your time today, and we'll catch up soon.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Thanks, mate.